Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART. I'm for Classic, and for today what I do have in it is Ninja Gaiden Sigma, a game developed by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, and it is using their in-house engine. So my task today it is to see how it runs on the GT 740M or the GT 920M. So if you own any of these graphic cards, this is the performance that you can expect inside the game. So what can I say about performance? The game will run at 60 frames per second, but cutscene seems like a trouble spot for the game. Alright, so basically the game runs at 60 during gameplay moments as far as I've tried. It doesn't mean that it will always run at 60. There might be more demanding levels than this one, but overall it feels like the GPU it is okay to run it at 60 with no drops whatsoever. Although when a cutscene triggers in, possibly because of some effects like depth of field, the GPU can't handle it at 60 frames per second. This usually it is not an issue since cutscenes are not playable moments and people don't care if the frame rate drops or not. But for example, on this game, I have seen some sequences where the cutscenes, when are not running at 60 frames per second, the audio might desync, alright, comparing to the video. So cutscenes might get a little bit broken if that happens, but that will depend. It happened to me on the Intel GPU, for example. But on this graphic card specifically, it didn't desync that much. But that doesn't mean that it won't happen during the playthrough of the entire game. So that's just a warning, because apart from that, gameplay-wise, the game just runs at 60 frames per second. So you might ask me, okay, but why don't you drop down some settings? And what settings are you using? Why didn't you show me the settings? Well, the thing is, this game doesn't have any graphical options. Lol. What happens really is that this is a straight port from the console. Team Ninja or Koei Tecmo decided to not create settings for the PC version, and what happens really is that, for example, if your laptop have a 1080p screen, your game will run at 1080p, and that's about it. You can change it though, and this is very stupid. You can change it in the start properties, the launch properties of the game on Steam version, where you can select, for example, 720p, 1080p or 4K. But those launch options are usually advanced stuff, alright? This is not inside the game, or there is not a specific launcher for the game. No, that's the thing where you go to Steam, you select the game, you go to properties, and you go to the launch properties or something like that, and you usually add stuff like on CSGO console or stuff like that. So it's a little bit stupid that for changing the resolution inside the game, you need to insert those options, alright? So the game only supports 720p, 1080p and 4K regarding those commands that you can insert there. But yeah, this was tested with 720p. Alright, this was the minimum resolution you can go in the game. It is 720p. My screen only does 1366 by 768, so I couldn't try out 1080p. So this is the lowest and the only resolution and setting that I can try, because there is no settings, and this is the only resolution that I have. So this is the only setting I can try the game. So I can't drop or raise the settings of this game. Alright, and well, regarding that, that's about it. Now the good thing is that despite how awful this port is regarding not having graphical options, which I think this is unacceptable, because we paid for something, for a PC port, and we don't have any specific setting on the PC. This is stupid. So apart from that, I can say that the game it is very stable, alright, and it runs fine. I know that the game it is old, but still it runs really fine. There is no issues with the performance aside from the cutscenes, and that is GPU's fault. But there is no crashes or anything, and if you have an Xbox One controller, don't worry, it will run fine too, alright. I had no issues with the controller though. But I didn't try the keyboard and mouse. So if you are going to try to use keyboard and mouse, first thing is that I wouldn't recommend that in this specific game. And second one, I'm not really so sure if this works. Alright, if that works. And regarding performance and port, I think that's all that I want to say. But now let's talk a little bit about the game, and that's really the good thing in my opinion. So Ninja Gaiden Sigma, I have never played any of these games before until the release of this Master Collection. I heard it in the past that this game was difficult, and it is a little bit. I have played worse regarding difficulty, but for now these first missions, they were challenging, but I think I never died one single time in it. So I don't think it is that difficult, probably a little bit more forward. It might be very tough, but for now, what I've played so far, it felt challenging, a little bit difficult, but not extremely difficult. Alright, this is not entirely like Dark Souls. Despite Team Ninja have Nioh, which is a game that tries to resemble Dark Souls, and that one is also hard as hell. Alright, but Ninja Gaiden have a different type of gameplay than Dark Souls, especially because when this game was initially released, there was no Dark Souls. And the type of gameplay, this is hack and slash, but it's not like Devil May Cry exactly. As soon as I started to play this game, I got a familiar feeling that I was playing Prince of Persia Warrior Within, but without the time manipulation. Alright, that was my initial thinking as soon as I started to play this game, and it felt good, because this type of gameplay, it doesn't exist anymore. This is something that is legacy, and it felt absolutely right inside this game. Alright, I really enjoyed what I played so far. The combat system, it is straight Prince of Persia. You can say that, but this is like Devil May Cry. It is like Devil May Cry, but the type of attacks that you do, the climbing on the walls and the running on the walls, resembles a lot of Prince of Persia. And sometimes the camera, the fixed camera angles and stuff like that, it resembles a lot Prince of Persia. And I do enjoy it a lot. A lot, really a lot. I fall in love with this game. But I can't say the same for the second game and the third game, and this is where the problem starts. So let's pretend that I only want to buy this first game, and I don't want to buy the second game and the third one because let's pretend I never played it before. You can't do that at the moment because this is being sold on Steam as a master collection, which forces you to also buy the second one and the third one, which is bad. The price, it is not bad for the entire package, honestly. It costs $39.99 without the sale that it is going at the moment. $39.99 for free games like this, I don't think that it is expensive, even despite the games are old, alright? So, even on Switch, this is being sold as a package and not individually. But the thing is, this game for me, in my honest opinion, I really think that this game is super awesome. And the second game starts to be more action-packed and with a different type of gameplay that starts to resemble more Devil May Cry and starts to lose its unique factor, alright? And I started to enjoy it less than this first game. And the third game, oh boy, it's completely different. The gameplay, it is still hack and slash and a little bit like the second one, but it starts to be so action-oriented and so much weird on the scenarios, and it tries to be the cool game, alright, instead of being the niche game, that it starts to lose its, I don't know, it starts to lose its identity entirely. And in my opinion, for me, this first game, it was the best one. I didn't try that much of each game, but the first feelings that I had is that this first game, it is clearly better than the second one and the third one. Despite the second one, it is still great though. But the third one, it feels just off entirely. Probably it's just that first mission, but it feels off. But that's the issue. Let's pretend that I want to buy the first game. I can't. I'm forced to buy the second one and the third one. And for me, that doesn't make any sense and it is a little bit silly. But if you are a fan of the series, well, go ahead and buy it. Keep in mind one thing. Ninja Gaiden series, it is kind of a remake of the old games, the first releases. If you play the first releases in the past, you will notice that there are some things missing, like some of the introductory videos and some of the arcade minigames are not available on the Sigma edition, which is a little bit odd, since Sigma, it is supposed to be the definitive version, but yet they removed this type of content. I don't think that it is groundbreaking, because I never played this before, and for people that never played the game before, you don't feel that you are missing a thing. But for people that played before the original game and was kind of a fanatic about it, or you know, an hardcore fan about it, if you are going to buy this Sigma, you will notice that there are some stuff missing with the game. All right, and that's pretty much about it, guys. Hope you did enjoy the video so far. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.